Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Dylan Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In today's video, what we're going to be discussing is Chris Jones, the defensive tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs, has been linked to possibly coming to the Cleveland Browns. I'm going to say it off the rip. This is not 100%. This could be false. This could be true. I'm going to break it down, discuss it, go over all the information that we've kind of had, give my insight as to what could happen, look at the cap space, could the Browns even make this move? We're going to break it all down, so as always, if you're going to enjoy, make sure you do drop a like. And without further ado, let's get into it. Now, the whole reason this whole speculation of Chris Jones coming to the Browns began was because of a Cleveland Browns player, Juan Thornhill, also a former Kansas City Chief player, went ahead on Twitter and he posted out this tweet. Should be on screen now, but he says, quote, "I hope you're having a wonderful day, my guy," tagging Chris Jones in the tweet, which then follows Zadarius Smith, also a player on the Cleveland Browns now, went ahead and commented the eyes emoji, kind of saying like, whoa, something happening here. And then a little bit later on in the day, Chris Jones then went on to reply with, "My brother, love you, smile." Now, in a way, you want to look at this in two different ways. The first way is probably the realistic way of, hey, they're just friends. They played together in Kansas City. They're probably best buds. They love talking to each other. This is just Juan Thornhill's probably just way of throwing out there. He knows the situation with Chris Jones, the contract situation, just saying, hey, man, hope you're doing good. The other part of it is Cleveland's been making some moves here lately with the cap space, and do these players know something that's going on? Could there be something done already behind the scenes? And Juan is just putting out there to Chris saying like, I'm ready, bro. When you get in this building, we're ready to work. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go ahead and talk about the Kansas City situation with why they're not signing him to the contract. And then if we get through that, we would then go on to Cleveland situation of why they've been making all this cap move, which I've already made a video on that. I'll put the annotation in the top right part of the screen if you want to go watch that, but we're still going to discuss it again. Now, looking at the Chris Jones' contract that he's on right now, for the 2023 season, he's got a base salary of $19.5 million, a bonus of about $7 million. It says here, paraded bonus $7.04 million, roster bonus is $0, workout bonus $500K, and other bonuses $1.25 million. His cap number is around $28 million. Now, the whole reason Chris Jones is actually doing the holdout, summarize it short, he wants a new contract. Kansas City isn't willing to give him what he wants. He wants to be paid, I think, the highest paid defensive tackle in the league. But according to Chris Jones, he's come out and said that's not the case. He just wants to be paid close to it. Because I believe at the time when he was actually given this contract that he has right now, which is a 4-year by $80 million contract, I believe that was the highest paid at that time. But now, over the past 4 years, obviously, other defensive tackles have been getting contracts. The number just slowly kind of goes up and up and up. And his contract now is about to be up, and he's saying, hey, man, and he's only 29 years old, so he's got a lot left in the tank. And he's saying, hey, man, I've been balling out these past few years, putting up double-digit sacks easily every single year for these past few years. Where's my big money at? Now, what exactly is Chris Jones probably looking for in his contract? Now, when we take a second to look at the defensive tackles around the league and what they're actually being paid, I'm looking here at all this, the numbers. I'll put this website, it's called Spot Track. I'll put the link down in the description if you want to go check it out. But it says here basically every single player's salaries and their contracts. So, number one, obviously, Aaron Donald. We've gotten that one. We kind of understand why. Next up is number 2 at Quinnen Williams. He's getting paid $24 million a year. It's kind of a big drop, though. Number 1, Aaron Donald, he's getting paid $31.666 million. Quinnen Williams is getting paid $24 million. Next couple guys are Jeffrey Simmons, Deron Payne, Dexter Lawrence, DeForest Buckner, Javon Hargrave. They're all getting around 23, 22, 21 million. And then Chris Jones is down here at number 9. So it kind of puts a picture in mind of if Chris Jones wants to be paid up there within the highest paid, you kind of have like a range here of like a 24 to 31. So I'm thinking what's going on here with Kansas City is they're saying, we'll give you 25, which that's what Quinnen Williams, he kind of got around. He got a 4-year, $96 million contract. Kansas City's probably thinking, we'll give you a 4-year, $100 million contract. Try and get you just right there above Quinnen Williams. But they're not willing to go up to Aaron Donald's number. Whereas Chris Jones, I think he's saying, I don't want Aaron Donald's number. I want roughly 28.5, 29 million, somewhere in there. To put that into context, I'm thinking he's probably asking for like a, let's say, 4-year, $116 million contract with, say, $70 million guaranteed. So at this point in time, I'm pretty sure we've kind of agreed that if Kansas City's going to sign him back, they're going to have to dig deep in the pockets. Now let's move on to the fantasy of, hey, Cleveland, can you sign Chris Jones? So for the Cleveland Browns at this point, on the website overthecap.com, I'll put that website down in the description. It's not updated currently. I believe the Browns right now have like $39 to $40 million in cap space available. On the website, it's showing $26 million at the time of recording this. But like I said, they have around $40 million in cap space. Going to 2024, on the other hand, they are currently sitting about $25 million over the cap, so they're in debt right now. What they're planning on doing, I think, is what they're trying to take that $40 million and roll it over to next year, which 40 minus 25, $15 million plus over the cap space. And then next year they can obviously go in, restructure contracts, do what they got to do, extend some players, maybe cut some people, get their cap number back up as the year goes on. So the big question kind of comes down to is, are they going to just roll the money over and that's all they're doing? Or are they looking at possibly signing another player? Like I said, I made that other video where I kind of broke down the possibility of what the Browns are doing with all this money. And I did say, could they possibly be going after a player like maybe the Chris Jones, maybe the Aaron Donald, because these players have like 1 year left on their contracts. And at week 8, week 9, whenever the trade deadline is, if the Browns are like 6-2, 7-1, having like somehow like an amazing year, you have to go get these pieces, trade for them, and go from there. Because imagine this defensive line. I'm going to fantasize for a minute. Just imagine Myles Garrett, Aaron Donald, Chris Jones, and Za'Darius Smith on that defensive line. Who's stopping that? That might be the most disruptive defensive line we've probably seen since like the late 90s. Now, is that going to happen? Hell no. We're going to need a miracle and a half and prayers and Jesus for all that to go down. But now when it comes to the situation of could Chris Jones come to Cleveland, it seems like he's still friends with Juan Thornhill. It seems like he wants to be somewhere where they're going to pay him, obviously. And the way I feel like Cleveland can make this work is you roll this money over into next year, or if you have to keep the money for now, $40 million is what they're going to have, right? Let me lay this out for you. You got $40 million right now. You bring him on. He plays out this contract that he's on right now. You give him that extension. He's going to be eating about $28 million off the cap for this year, leaving the Browns with about $12 million left for the end of the year. You give him an extension, like I said, maybe let's do like a 4-year, $116 million. Do, I don't know, 85, 90 million, because it seems like he wants a lot of his contracts guaranteed. And we know the Browns like to guarantee money on these contracts. And then we do what Andrew Berry knows best. We go in the next year, we take that money, restructure, signing bonus, cap, kick it down the road. Because right now, I know this isn't accurate 100%, but it is getting pretty close. Right now, it's showing 2023 this year. Obviously, we know it's $224 million on the cap. Next year, they're projecting for 256. 2025, 282 million, and then by 2026, 308 million. Now, obviously, it's probably not going to get that high. I'm going to say by 2026, we're probably at least going to be looking upwards of 280 million, the way this economy is going. And so far, Andrew Berry has been a really good GM of just knowing how to always know when to restructure, move the money, get guys that actually want to be here extended. Now, overall, like I said, could this happen? It could. Am I maybe just living in fantasy world? I could be. I will go ahead and say right now, and I'm pretty sure this is an obvious statement, when it comes to having either Chris Jones or Aaron Donald, only one's going to happen. Only one. If we get to a point in this season where both of those players are on the team, I'm going to be questioning who we gave up. Because both players, they're going to have to be traded for. Which means, what did we give up? But other than that, that's all I got to discuss for today's video. Like I said in the very beginning, this could happen. This could not happen. If you have a different opinion on how everything could play out, always drop a comment down below. Leave me a comment. If you don't agree with anything I said, or maybe you do agree with anything I said, let me know down in the comment section what your opinion is. If you wanted to enjoy today's video, as always, if you did enjoy, make sure you drop a like. It lets me know that you're enjoying today's the videos that I am posting here on the channel. And if you wanted to enjoy today's video and you are a fan of the content that I am posting here, feel free to subscribe. It's always free. It costs nothing. And make sure you hit that notification bell so you're notified the second I post. But without further ado, this has been Don't Talk Sports. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.